Hello, this is topic 4.11, circles. Today we're going to find out what radius and diameter mean and how to calculate them, the circumference of a circle or the outside measurement, and the area of a circle, the inside measurement. There are many parts of a circle. In the middle, the very middle point of the circle is the center of the circle, and all points on the outside of the circle are the same distance from that central point. If we want to measure the outside of the circle, that's called the circumference, and that's the perimeter, but it's a special name just for circles called the circumference. That's the distance around. The radius is from the central point out to any point of that circle. So that radius can be drawn in any direction from the central point outwards. The diameter is from one side of the circle all the way across through the center to the other side. So you may notice that the diameter is made up of two of the radius. So the radius from the outside to the center here, and the radius from the center to the outside here. And that's really useful for us to know because the diameter is the radius multiplied by 2. And the radius is the diameter or the whole distance across cut in half. And that's going to be very useful for us when we're calculating circumference and area. So when we want to find the circumference, and remember circumference means the perimeter or the outside measurement, we're going to use pi. Now pi is represented by this funny looking symbol, and pi is a decimal that never terminates and it never repeats, so it's a really long decimal, and we don't want to put that big long decimal in our calculator, and so what we do is round it. So we're going to use for this course 3.14, and that's the rounded number that we use for our calculations. If you have a pi button on your calculator, for this course, try not to use it because you will get a slightly different answer, but that will be useful definitely for future courses. So when we want to calculate the perimeter or the circumference, we're going to take pi 3.14 and multiply that by the diameter, whatever that diameter is. So in this example, all the way across the circle, the diameter of the circle is 15 meters. So if we want to find the outside measurement, we're going to take pi times the 15, so 3.14 times 15 meters. And then we're going to get our answer. So we take 3.14 times 15, and we get an answer of 47.1 meters. And the reason why it's meters is because we're just finding the outside measurement. It's like we're taking a string and making a circle, and then unwrapping the string and measuring it on a ruler or measuring tape to see how long that is. And another way to think about it is take a string and wrap it around your head, and then unwrap the string and lay it down on a table. How big is your head? How big is it around? What's the circumference of your head? Some people have much bigger circumference, some people have much smaller circumference. So that's your outside measurement. If we want to calculate area, we're going to find the inside measurement. So we're going to find the area of a circle, and we're going to use a different formula. For the area of a circle, we need the radius. So we need this measurement from the central point to the edge. So that's our radius, and we're going to square the radius in order to use the formula. So we're going to take pi, and then we're going to take the radius and we're going to multiply it by itself or square it. So we're going to take 3.14 times 7 squared. Now remember, we're only squaring the radius, so we don't want to do 3.14 times 7 all squared. what we want to do is 3.14 times 7 squared, which is 49. And because we squared our units, because we did 7 centimeters times 7 centimeters, our area answer is going to get those squared units. So 49 times 3.14 is 153.86, and that's going to be centimeters squared. Very often, they'll give you a question where they're asking for area, but they're providing you with a diameter, or they're asking for circumference and they're providing you with a radius. So you need to make sure that you have the right numbers when you're solving using the formula. Here the diameter is 15 meters. Well, the radius is what we need to solve area, so we need half of that diameter. So we need to take the diameter and cut it in half to get the radius. So we're going to take 15 divided by 2. It's 7.5 meters, and that's our radius. So now we can use our formula. Area is pi r squared. Area is 3.14 times 7.5 squared. So we're going to take 7.5 squared, which is 56.25. And then we're going to multiply that by our rounded pi, times 3.14. So the area here is 176.625 square meters. And depending on the question, they may ask you to round. Maybe you have to round to the whole number. Maybe you have to round to the tenths place. So just be careful to read the question very carefully. I find it very useful to have these formulas right in front. So have my formula sheet ready, and also to draw pictures. So we're going to draw a labeled diagram. Here they have a circle, and I can't draw a perfect circle, but whatever. So we're going to draw a circle, and it has a diameter of 12 centimeters. So I'm going to draw that. So all the way across is 12 centimeters. That's my diameter. And then they want me to round my answer to the nearest tenth when I get there. Okay, so for the circumference, I need pi times the diameter. So I need 3.14 times the diameter, which is 12. So 3.14 times 12 equals 37.68. So if they want me to round to the tenths place, that's going to round up to 37.7 centimeters. For my radius, notice that the diameter is 12, so the radius is the diameter cut in half. So it's 12 divided by 2, so the radius is 6 centimeters. My formula is pi r squared, and you can choose to use a square button on your calculator or to multiply radius times radius. That's your choice. So we're going to use rounded pi times 6 squared, which is 36. So we're going to have a decimal as well, 113.04. And again, we're going to round to the tenths place. So here it's just going to be 113.0. And if you drop that decimal off, that's fine as well. For all the questions in the exercise, a really good idea to draw a picture, especially for questions that require you to read a word problem, like number 6a. A wheel has a diameter of 28 centimeters, so I draw that right away before I even go ahead and read the rest of the sentence. So 28 centimeters is the diameter. How far does the wheel roll in one complete turn? Okay, well remember, we're either dealing with circumference, which is the outside measurement, or area, which is the inside measurement. When you are rolling a wheel, the outside of the wheel is touching the ground. So this is a circumference question. So we want to solve pi times the diameter. Luckily, they provided us with a diameter, so we just have to take 3.14, our rounded pi, and multiply that by 28 centimeters. And that will give us the distance around the wheel. One turn around the wheel. So we take 3.14 times 28, and we get 87.9. Just going to double check. 87.92 centimeters, but they want us to round the answer to the nearest tenth, so that will be 87.9 centimeters. For question number 7, a sewer cover has a diameter of 46 centimeters. So I'm going to draw that cover, make my diameter 46 centimeters. What is its area? What is its circumference? Okay, so I want to solve for both of these. So if the diameter is 46 centimeters, and remember that 2 radius make up the diameter, then the radius is going to be the diameter cut in half. So that's going to be 46 divided by 2, which is 23 centimeters. So now that I have both the diameter and the radius, I'm ready to solve using my formulas. So my area is pi r squared, 3.14 times 23 squared. So I'm going to take 23 times 23 times 3.14, and that's going to get me 1,661.06. And remember, it's area, so we squared our centimeters. So we're going to have squared centimeters in our answer. And if we have to round this to the tenths place, we're going to round up. So this 0 rounds up to be square centimeters. For the circumference, we're going to do pi times the diameter, which is 3.14, times the diameter of 46 centimeters. And so I'm going to take that on my calculator, 3.14 times 46. And that's going to give 144.44 centimeters. Remember, outside measurement is just the length around, so not squared units. And if I want to round that to the tenths place, then that's going to be 144.4 centimeters.